Thank you very much. If you feel the need for speed, you are in the right place. Another full day here on ABC Sports. Later today, Jeremy McGrath tries to lock up his 5th AMA Supercross Series title in 6 years at Texas Stadium. Earlier today in racing, Formula One, San Marino Grand Prix in Italy, pole sitter David Coulthard wins his first race of the year and in the process moves into second place in the World Drivers' Championship. Jacques Villeneuve, the defending world champion, finished 4th. One other auto racing note in the kart NASCAR 200, they're under a rain delay. Now, race officials will decide within the hour whether or not they'll be able to get that race in. If they do, you can see that over on ESPN. Here on ABC, it'll be back to Talladega, the Superspeedway, where the NASCAR's Die Hard 500. We'll see you throughout with updates.
Whenever car batteries are put to the test, America's most trusted lives up to its name. Die Hard. What's under your hood?
I want a spring break.
You want Sears Days with big brands at our lowest prices of the season.
I want happy trails.
Save big on a great selection of big name tires. Right now, it's Sears Days.
I'm out of here.
Duke, get down. It's my chair. Let's go. I'm not playing games.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, Duke.
He's got him right where he wants it. Just a bit outside.
Hey, those dog obedience classes really paid off.
Michael came onto the scene in IndyCars as a winner. I'm very proud of the fact that he's carrying on the Andretti name. I'll never forget the first really competitive pass that he did on me. We banged wheels a little bit, and he was gone. Adios, Dada.
The Andrettis rely on the same Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil you can buy right off the shelf.
That's my boy.
And for your cooling system, get Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
The Die Hard 500 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Die Hard. Race fans, what's under your hood? Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR. This Bud's for you. And Texaco, a world of energy. Welcome back to Talladega as the cars are now on the racetrack, divided into groups of 2 to make sure that they maintain the 55-mile-an-hour pit road speed that will be mandated here this afternoon. Talladega is just a little over 2.5 miles in length. Its front stretch and back stretch are each 4,300 feet for the front stretch and 4,000 for the back stretch. And the banking is 33 degrees in the corners and 18 on the tri-oval straightaway. They'll go 188 laps, 500 miles. The field is separated by 4.5 miles an hour, and they'll need fuel somewhere between laps 52 and 58. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's race. The 15 Chevrolets, the 22 Fords, and the 6 Pontiacs that will make up the 43 cars, with Chevrolet leading the manufacturer's race. Bobby Labonte has his second straight restrictor plate pole, and Dale Earnhardt, a 7-time winner here at Talladega, on the front row. Row 2, Terry Labonte, who won last fall's race here, and Ken Schrader in his 400th career start. Morgan Shepherd has 13 top 10 finishes here, and Jeff Gordon, who was 5th last May. In the 4th row, it's Derek Cope, his second straight Talladega top 10 start, and Lake Speed, first top 10 start of 1998. Dale Jarrett will start 9th. He has 3 second-place finishes here, and Randy LaJoie, who had a career-best 5th-place finish last week at Martinsville. Joe Nemechek, yesterday's winner in the Busch race, and Jerry Nadeau, the highest starter among among the rookies. Starting 13th will be Ricky Rudd in his 43rd Talladega start, and Sterling Marlin, who has 5 restrictor plate race wins. As you take a look at the rest of the starting lineup, this indeed is a track of extremes. This is the track where the record for the most lead changes was established back in May of 1984, when 75 lead changes occurred. And the track that has the most different leaders, 26, that occurred in July of 1986.
See Darrell Walter, Kenny Irwin, the leading rookie contender, and Dennis Setzer driving for Bill Elliott this race. One race deal. David Green. Dave Marcus starting his 55th Talladega race. The winner last week, Bobby Hamilton, all the way back in row 15. Billy Standrich. And Billy Standrich, Jeff Bodine did not make the field today, so Standrich has the Phillips sponsorship on the 47 car today.
Dick Brooks won from the worst starting position back in 1973. He won from the 24th starting spot. The pole position really is not the best place to start historically. 11 winners have come from there. The second starting spot has produced the most winners, 16. Now we're back into the provisional starters, including Brett Bodine and Steve Grissom. And all alone back in row number 22, the 43rd starter is Robert Presley. A long list of drivers missed the field here this weekend, including Jeff Bodine, Hut Strickland, and Jeff Green and Todd Bodine. So Brett Bodine, the only one of the 3 Bodine brothers who made the field. Here's Jerry Punch.
A problem for a couple of cars during last-minute inspection. Now, what NASCAR does is they put weights on the back of the cars to make sure the cars aren't too soft in the springs and don't dip down going through inspection. Rusty Wallace's Miller Lite Ford went through inspection, and when they put weights on the back of the car, they realized the rear sway bar was bound up with a chain. They brought the car back to the garage, put it up on jack stands, had to neutralize the car, which means take the front sway bar loose, the rear sway bar loose, reattach them, change the shocks, take it off the jack stands, and back through inspection. They just did get the car in line to roll off on the grid. Let's check in with Jack Arute.
Jerry, one car that didn't get in line in time was Kenny Schrader, starting his 400th career Winston Cup start. He actually took the command to start engines while he was still in inspection. Now, I checked with Andy Petrie. He said there was nothing wrong with the car. It's just that we got in line late. It took so much time to inspect all the cars that we ended up taking the command back in Gasoline Alley.
The cars have come off of corner number 4 onto the tri-oval. They're looking for the green flag. Now the start-finish line is located down by turn number 1. You can see the pace car making the hard left turn and going on to pit road as we are about to go green for the Die Hard 500 here at Talladega Superspeedway. 188 laps of racing around this 2.66-mile track. Bobby Labonte on the pole outside of row number 1. Dale Earnhardt, who broke a long winless streak earlier this year at Daytona. The race is on.
Believe it or not, it takes about 5 miles for these cars to get up to top speed. There we see the brothers Labonte on the inside, Bobby and Terry trying to hook up, work toward the front. Meanwhile, the 3 abreast behind them.
Kenny Schrader took a look up high, but he was blocked by Dale Earnhardt. Now the line forms 2 abreast as they go through the banking in turns 3 and 4. Led the first lap at Daytona this year, and he leads the first lap here. It's the 70th lap and 3rd race that he has led in 1998.
Dale Jarrett hung right in the middle of the 3 abreast run. No one to work with. Meanwhile, Lake Speed, Mike Skinner trying to get by Jeff Gordon. They will sneak into line.
About 7 or 8 cars are running in single file formation. Then they're 2 by 2, and in fact 3 wide in some places, as again they head for the 33 degrees of banking. There's Dale Jarrett in the middle between Sterling Marlin up high and Ricky Rudd on the inside. 42.7 miles an hour. This one will be faster because the engines are still getting up to full speed. Second lap, 190.533 for Bobby Labonte.
Sterling Marlin follows Joe Nemechek. This is the Coors Light onboard camera. I'm sorry, that's Jerry Nadeau that he's following. Nemechek, the car below the 42 car.
They're still 3 wide now. John Andretti down to the inside in the 43 car. Elliott goes by Jarrett. Elliott in the 94 McDonald's sponsored car. Right behind him is Ernie Irvin.
And Jarrett just cannot find anyone to work with.
Check up on the right side, the high side of the racetrack. And look how low they are through the trioval, but you don't want to get those left side tires in that bottom lane because it's flat down there and can upset the car.
Exactly. You lose your wedge, it de-levels the car, and the car can spin. Now Ricky Rudd is caught in the middle. Can he and Jarrett hook up? And Kyle Petty's also in the 3 abreast line.
We have 7 cars that have broken away from the others, then 3, and then this great group of cars. And again, they remain 3 wide. Ricky Rudd is the one in the middle. Riding along with the points leader going into this race, Rusty Wallace.
Ricky Rudd got caught in the middle. That allowed Dale Jarrett to get to the inside. And Rusty Wallace is down trying to get some help to work his way to the front.
And you can see that Bobby Labonte's last lap was 192.2, but he was not the fastest at the top 5. Dale Jarrett lost 10 spots as he was caught there in the middle and couldn't find anybody to draft with him. Here's the front group of cars. Bobby Labonte, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, and Ken Schrader running in the top 4. There are the top 10 as 4 of the 188 laps have been completed in the Die Hard 500. Back with more in just a moment.
A lot of times when something goes wrong with your car, you know it right away. But some parts, like shock absorbers, tend to wear out gradually over time. So gradually that many drivers fail to realize just how worn their shocks have become. So rather than wait till it's painfully obvious that you need new shocks, stop by your nearest AutoZone. Right now, when you buy 3 Gabriel Gas Rider shocks or struts, you get the 4th one free, only at AutoZone.
Hey, how the little people doing today?
Just having the Sicilian from Pizza Hut, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, well, how about a slice?
You know, sir, you can't handle the Sicilian. Being a shallow corporate raider can't prepare you for garlic, basil, and oregano with the blast of cheese, herb, seasoning that explodes in every morsel.
Napkin. Introducing the Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut, the mother of all pizzas, just $8.99.
I hope I wasn't out of line with that shallow corporate raider crack.
The Sicilian pizza from Pizza Hut. Can you handle it?
At First Plus, we'll beat any deal. Hey, if you're a homeowner, bring us your best deal on a fixed rate 125 no equity loan, and we'll beat it. No games, no gimmicks. Just the best deal on a fixed rate 125 home loan. At First Plus, there's no application fees, and even the phone call is free, so you've got nothing to lose. Before you close your loan with another lender, call First Plus, because we'll beat any deal. Call 1-800-510-PLUS. That's 1-800-510-PLUS.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy Baloo. What the heck is that?
Ooh, that's got to hurt.
Well, what could possess a man to drive like that?
Gotcha.
He's making his move backward. Gordon wins.
We got to get him a cup holder.
Generation Next.
What's inside Disney's Animal Kingdom? Find out when Drew Carey hosts Disney's Animal Kingdom. ABC tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Now, a Drew Carey slideshow preview. Drew Carey, know him, love him. His friends, Kate and Oswald, getting married. Who could ruin it? Anyone? Mimi Bobek. The most exciting 5 weeks of Drew you'll ever see, coming ABC Wednesdays.
number 8 about to be complete at Talladega Superspeedway. You're watching the action from high overhead Talladega Superspeedway, and the shots courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam. 7 cars have broken away, and then we have a scramble for position behind that.
Yeah, the 7 cars are right now almost 2.5 seconds. Well, they are 2.5 seconds behind the leaders. There we see Bobby Labonte, the green car. That's the leader. Terry Labonte in second spot. Earnhardt is in third. Kenny Schrader is in fourth.
Morgan Shepherd behind him. Now we show you this second group of cars. John Andretti and Randy LaJoie have sort of broken away from those that continue to run side by side in the scramble for position. Now Wally Dallenbach in the green number 46 car heads for the bottom of the racetrack. Passes Derek Cope and may set up a 3-wide formation indeed.
Now Derek Cope, the 30 car. The black car is caught in the middle. No place to go. No one to draft with. Now they're 4 abreast.
Whoa! Sterling Marlin, the car on the bottom of the racetrack.
And Sterling has help. Dale Jarrett is trying to help him go forwards. He does. Ernie Irvin was the guy caught in the middle now. We're right along with Sterling Marlin as he follows the 30 car of Derek Cope.
And right behind him is Dale Jarrett, who again lost 10 positions in the opening couple of laps because he got caught in the middle. He's back to 20th position. This is from Michael Waltrip's onboard camera. He's moved up 8 spots since the drop of the green flag. That's Ward Burton ahead in the MB&A Pontiac.
Michael Waltrip is running 21st position as all the cars in that lead draft.
Riding along with the leader of the race, Bobby Labonte, leading only his 4th restrictor-plate race of the 22 that he has competed in, but his 3rd straight. This is the Tabasco hot zone. We're checking out the telemetry, the RPMs on the top, and the miles per hour. Now there is a brake box, but I don't think you're going to see it very much, BP.
You certainly will not see it when we're riding along with the lead car. We might see it back in the pack. Some guys will not back off the accelerator, but they'll touch the brake with their left foot. And sometimes in case you can't back off the accelerator with the restrictor plate because the car just slows down. It's so difficult to build back up to speed. We see down the backstretch 197 miles per hour. Last week at Martinsville, we saw over 9,000 RPMs. Here, only 6,800 RPMs because of the restrictor plate will not let the engine turn more than about 7,000 RPM.
But there isn't much variance from the slow speed to the top speed here, from about 192 to 197. That's the only difference there is from slowest to fastest around this racetrack.
The drivers, folks, never back off the throttle. Always on the floorboard. The only thing that slows the car down is when they drive down into the corner and hit those 33-degree banks. That will slow the car down about 3 miles per hour.
There are 3 distinct packs now that have formed, and this is all because of drafting. Side by side, here's Cope on the top and Jarrett on the bottom.
I'd rather be in that first group. Looks a lot more sanitary to me than this group.
But so far, everybody has behaved very well. No close calls even so far in the first 12 laps of this race. We're on board with Ernie Irvin to the A1 Steak Sauce onboard camera.
Listen to the engine and you never hear change sounds. Michael Waltrip trying to drive on the outside. There's that group of cars. Now Ernie's caught in the middle of the 3-wide situation down in turn 1.
Jimmy Spencer on his right. Michael Waltrip is up ahead in the Citgo Ford. There they are, 3 wide, coming off the 33 degrees of banking and down the flat backstretch.
Darrell Waltrip trying to get in. Ernie sneaks in front of Darrell Waltrip. That might have been a close call, Bob.
That was as close as we've seen, I believe. Rusty Wallace in this pack, running back in 27th position. Darrell Waltrip in the number 1 car, the yellow Pennzoil car that you see there, is substituting for Steve Hart, who was injured in Atlanta and is out an indefinite period. Now this second pack has begun to catch the first pack, and all they have to do is stay in line the second pack, and they can catch up to that lead group. Jerry Punch.
Bob, cooperation is the key word at Talladega. There's been some discussions between Dale Earnhardt's car number 3 and Kenny Schrader's car number 33 between their crews about those two cars trying to pull out together to go by the brothers Labonte and possibly get 5 bonus points to lead the lap. But they thought more about it and said, hey, the 18 car is so strong and Terry is right with him. If we pull out, then that second pack will catch us and probably go by some of us because John Andretti is coming in a hurry in that 43 car.
Now that lead group.
Ford Burton's leading kind of like a third group, but I think he'll be able to run these cars down, and pretty soon Dale Jarrett will be on the tail end of the lead draft back in 20th spot. And all the next 20 cars are all in one big wad.
Nobody is trying anything fancy at the moment, content to be just where they are to ride here for a few laps. "16 laps are about to be completed. Bobby Labonte from the pole position has led all the way so far. But now we have about a 20-car lead draft. There are the top 10 after 16 laps. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
In racing, the engine is everything.
What? It's the driver.
A driver will never see a finish line without a great engine.
The greatest engine will never see a victory lap without a great driver.
At least they agree on Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, the same oil you can buy right off the shelf. And also try Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
The engine's the first thing over the finish line.
Not in Indy cars.
These days, it seems everyone's got a truck or 4x4. If you've got one of them, get to Sears. You'll roll out with $20 to $70 savings on a set of 4 Michelin XCLT4 tires. A premium good for every season light truck and sport utility tire. It even comes with a limited tread life warranty that starts at 50,000 miles. So to get that great Michelin performance, get in, get tires, and get rolling. Sears Auto Center.
This is Major Tom to ground control.
Houston, we have a problem.
The Apollo 13 astronauts may be in grave danger.
Apollo 13, 8/7 Central, ABC tonight.
Hey gang, Mike Arlo here from Classic Hits 106.9. If you're a huge NASCAR fan like I am, call Indian River Sports Travel. Hey, you can go to all the major races. You know, it's tough enough just getting the ticket. Then there's transportation, the parking. So do what I do, call Indian River. You get your race ticket, transportation, tailgate party before and after the race, even hotel with some races. And all you have to remember is your seat cushion, headphones, and where you left your cooler. So start your engines, put the pedal to the metal, and call right now. 523-5551, 523-5551.
Who always greets you warmly and asks so little in return? The folks at Red Roof Inns. A genuine smile, a clean, comfortable room, and a great rate. Dogs have no concept of money, no pockets. Red Roof Inns, nice people, and an honest value.
On the next American Journal, tips on how to improve a squeaky or raspy voice. Plus, the women of Baywatch star in a hot new video. Go behind the scenes for the making of Babes of Baywatch. Next American Journal.
Monday at 5:30 on WVEC TV.
You're watching the Die Hard 500 on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Welcome back to the Die Hard 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race from Talladega Superspeedway. The story of the race until a couple of laps ago was patience as everybody was kind of following each other. But now we have our second leader of the afternoon, and this is how Bobby Labonte lost the lead.
Coming off turn 2, that's Bobby Labonte, the green car. His brother, Terry Labonte, just moves out. Earnhardt goes with him. And around Terry Labonte goes. Earnhardt was not able to make that pass.
And now they have hung out Ken Schrader somewhat. Dale Earnhardt is running in second position.
And Ward Burton, remember we saw him not too long ago leading a second pack. He's up challenging in the front pack now.
Again, they were patient and drafted up to this lead group of cars. They're 3 wide again here in the tri-oval. This time Jeff Gordon is in the middle of Ward Burton on the bottom and John Andretti on top.
Bottom with Kenny Schrader behind him. Bobby Labonte, we saw earlier about 195, 96 miles per hour. Now in the traffic, he's slowed down, especially in traffic like this. It's 3 abreast.
Top speed of about 194 miles an hour. So when you're in traffic, Benny, do you think about lifting just a little bit in situations where the traffic is close?
No, you think about touching the brakes. That's all. Just to check the car, you touch the brakes. As we see them 3 abreast behind us, Wally Dallenbach, the 46, the green car. Now they're just 3 abreast. I thought they were 4. It's like Morgan Shepherd is caught in the middle. And Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, still in the middle. As Jerry Nadeau comes off the corner and squeezes right in front.
Wow. That was close.
That was close.
Wally Dallenbach always runs well at this track. He's in the 46 car and is up to 6th position. He started 21st. He's right ahead of Jeff Gordon.
I saw Dale Jarrett lose those spots early when he got hung up. Well, he's back in this lead group.
Now Dale Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte are battling side by side for second here. Here comes Wally Dallenbach, and he's got Jeff Gordon to go with him. Meanwhile, Terry Labonte has opened up a bit of a lead, as much of a lead as we've seen. Sterling Marlin also moving up nicely.
Right now, Terry Labonte has a 1/3 of a second lead. Now Schrader's the guy caught in the middle, and John Andretti. Schrader comes down, gets in that bottom groove, tries to follow Jeff Gordon. Jerry Nadeau also following.
Remember, Jerry Nadeau is a rookie, and again they fan out about 4 wide coming down the backstretch. Dale Jarrett trying to make up those lost positions. They are 4 wide and 4.
And Michael Waltrip, another car that was running 21st just a moment ago, was I guess there's 20 cars in this pack. More than 20 in that pack.
The Kodak car of Bobby Hamilton, last week's winner at Martinsville, is coming on. Jerry?
There had been a report, Bob, that something was leaking from the back of the 4 car, and we have talked to Robert Larkins and the crew are huddling here in the pits. Apparently, there is an electric pump they're using for the first time on the rear-end cooler. Either that pump has quit working or is leaking. They have told Hamilton to shut the pump off, but you see the TV panel, they call it, the panel beneath the rear spoiler. It is turning dark on the car number 4. Apparently, rear-end grease coming out the back of the car. You can see it from Martin's in-car. Apparently Hamilton having a problem with the rear end. And with that cooler cut off, it won't take long for it to get hot here at Talladega.
There we saw where I circled a moment ago. That's the oil that we were talking about, that Jerry Punch was talking about.
Well, Bobby Hamilton had moved up 4 positions to 26 from his starting spot, but now has lost a couple.
And Dallenbach started back at 21st spot. Here he comes. He's battling for 3rd spot. That's the First Union Chevrolet.
Jeff Gordon right behind him, and once again we see Dale Jarrett trying to take a position away from Jeff Gordon. Let's go to Jack Arute.
That run by Wally Dallenbach has Kenny Schrader and his crew concerned. They don't like the fact that now things are stacked up. In fact, they warned Schrader about Dallenbach and the move to the inside and said, just take it easy right now.
Dallenbach started 21st, lost a position on lap 1, but look at the progress that he's made since that time, all the way up to 4th position. And the last time he led a NASCAR Winston Cup race was in the fall event here last year. Ward Burton started 20th, and he's up to 5th. And Dale Jarrett is coming back to the front.
Battle with Burton for that 5th spot, and he has Kenny Schrader behind him. Sterling Vaughn watches this battle. We ride along with him. And we can see by this camera just how much the vibration of these cars, how much the car is shaking. And we can see the 22 car, just how rigid the back of that car seems.
Dale Jarrett started 9th, went back to 22nd position on lap number 5, and now currently is 5th, the highest position that he has occupied here on lap number 27. And once again, the first 7 are single file through the tri-oval. Terry Labonte is at the front of the field, followed by Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, Wally Dallenbach, and Dale Jarrett, your top 5.
Red Dog rules for living. Number 35. Every dog loves a good chase.
Morning. Canyon County road crews have been working round the clock removing fallen trees that knock down power lines as thunderstorms rip through the region. And it looks like the worst is still.
Comfort that never quits. Red Wing shoes. Work hard.
Whether it's Iowa corn, California rice, or Louisiana cotton, John Deere knows a thing or two about harvesting. So for a change, we decided to have our engineers make something disappear. After all, somebody had to get mulching right. Introducing the Freedom Mulching System. While some may be impressed by its patents, we think you like the way it works, even on wet grass and leaves. Because although the problem was different, the name is still the same.
Michael came onto the scene in IndyCars as a winner. I'm very proud of the fact that he's carrying on the Andretti name. I'll never forget the first really competitive pass that he did on me. We banged wheels a little bit, and he was gone. Adios, Dada.
The Andrettis rely on the same Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil you can buy right off the shelf.
That's my boy.
And for your cooling system, get Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
Cal, sir, I'd like to get my hands on her.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to put her in drive.
Say hello to the Blank Road Dream. Coming to a track near you. Thanks and enjoy.
The Visa Triple Crown Challenge, the Kentucky Derby, Saturday on ABC.
The trendiest lawyer in America
Ally McBeal
is coming to the practice.
Hi. I've been looking for a skirt that short. I haven't been able to find one. Well, they're not really in yet, but they'll be coming back. Really? How can you be sure? I'm wearing one.
Ally McBeal on the practice.
We don't like her.
ABC Monday.
As you rejoin us here at Talladega, we have just had another lead change. It occurred over in turns 3 and 4 when Dale Earnhardt got some drafting help from Bobby Labonte. They both went around Terry, and now Dale Jarrett has also done so. So Terry Labonte drops from 1st to 4th, and we've still got him 3 wide back here, BP.
It's Ricky Rudd on the inside, the 10. Jerry Nadeau, Michael Waltrip in the middle. Blake Speed following Michael Waltrip.
Well, we've got horsepower from engines here this afternoon, but the Visa Triple Crown Challenge begins next Saturday with the 124th running of the Kentucky Derby. See how the country's top 3-year-olds stack up as they run for the roses at Churchill Downs Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, live on ABC Sports. Well, Jerry reported that there might be a problem with Bobby Hamilton's number 4 car, and indeed he is on pit road. We saw some black stuff on the back of that car. Now Bobby finds his pit stall and the crew goes to work. Jerry is right there.
And the NASCAR officials are on their knees looking beneath the back of the car to see if something is leaking from the rear end where they turned that cooler off for the rear end gear. They have changed right side tires, now left side tires. They fill it up full of gas. The car moves away as the leaders come by, and he will go a lap down as Earnhardt comes by. He cannot get up to speed.
So Bobby Hamilton becomes the first to lose a lap here in this 188-lap race.
I think it's something other than the leak that caused Bobby Hamilton to come in the pits, because he's been running awfully high around the racetrack. During the break, you and I commented just how high he was running. It's like he had a flat tire or the chassis was just way off. He might as well stop and check the tires and make a chassis adjustment.
Dale Earnhardt is the leader of the race. He has now led 36 of the 42 restrictor plate races that have been run. Those, of course, coming at Daytona and here at Talladega. It looked like that Bobby Labonte had some ideas of maybe going inside to see if he could get by, but it didn't work.
And John Andretti, the 43 car, dove to the inside, trying to take that 4th spot away from Terry Labonte. He's got help from Dallenbach. Dallenbach said, I don't think I'll help. I think I'm just going to pass you.
And he does. Dallenbach to the inside, passing John Andretti. And Wally Dallenbach now is in 4th position. He brings Sterling Marlin with him. And look at their 3 wide again. That's Chad Little in the 97, Andretti in the 43, and Bobby Labonte in the 5.
And Chad Little started in 34th position.
Our field summary shows you the points as of now. Why is that important? Well, because every spot you move up or you lose definitely affects your standing in the point standings. Bobby Labonte has gone back to the lead, and look at this. Here comes Kenny Irwin, the rookie in 28.
He dives down to the inside. He's put him in about 6th spot. Well, we'll call that a tie for 6th anyway. And Michael Waltrip trying to get on the inside of Michael, and he looks like he's as low as you can get.
And this is the time when you kind of hold your breath, because when they race this close at these speeds, something can and often does happen. They're still running in excess of 190 miles an hour at the front of the field. 4 wide.
Yeah, 4 wide. We've been running about, I think we've completed 35 laps, so now the tires are getting warm. The chassis, if it's not perfect, it's starting to show up now. There's the lead, the left side of a screen. Bobby Labonte, Dale Jarrett, Dallenbach is in 3rd, Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin. And they're still hotly contesting that 12th spot.
What was the problem with Bobby Hamilton's car?
While NASCAR was checking for the rear end gear, the crew was changing tires. This is the right rear tire. Let me show you. I'm going to pour water, and you're going to see a hole. See where the air is bubbling up from inside the tire? There was a cut in the right rear tire. Benny saw the car go high, said it's got to have a problem with the right rear, and Benny knew exactly what you were talking about.
Thank you, Jerry.
Bobby now is running at the tail of the field a lap down. And look at Dale Jarrett.
Goes for the lead and takes it off turn 4. Now, if he can lead down on the start-finish line, he will get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap. And Dallenbach down to the inside. Can't make any progress.
Matter of fact, he's going to lose some spots because nobody is down there to draft along with him. Now, Dale Earnhardt goes to the inside of Bobby Labonte, and he gets some drafting help from Sterling Marlin, and so that inside line is going to leave Bobby just sitting there.
first 37 laps has had a yo-yo of a race, hasn't he?
Boy, he sure has. All the way back to 22nd position in the opening laps, but now he has the lead. And they're still 2 abreast back of the first 5. Now the inside line has again formed. Here comes John Andretti to make it 3 wide in the tri-oval as he goes inside of Dallenbach.
He's got help from Kyle Petty. And both those cars are shooting their way by Dallenbach. So move over, buddy.
Dale Earnhardt now maybe getting the lead because he's got help from Sterling Marlin.
Oh, Jared, they passed Dale on the outside. He's trying to squeeze in. No, there's not room. And that bump, we see that 18 car goes up and runs in the back of Sterling Marlin. Trying to keep the 88 car from moving in that spot.
In the Tabasco hot zone once again, Bobby Labonte now at 189.
That's because he's got a car beside of him. See what happens when these cars get side by side, folks? How much they slow down? Perfect example.
And now he picks up speed again because he's got a car right in front of him in the form of Dale Jarrett.
But since he does have a car on the outside, I doubt we'll see that 193, well, we see on 193. We probably will not go up to 195 like we did before. Getting a pretty good line. He's getting a good run. As Sterling Marlin goes for the lead. And he takes Dale Jarrett with him, Labonte on the inside. Now Earnhardt's the guy in the middle.
Lead changes are only recorded at the start-finish line, but if Sterling Marlin can come around here and lead this lap, he will be the 5th leader of the race so far in the first 40 circuits. Derek Cope has a good run going up on the top of the racetrack. He's right behind Kenny Schrader in that green 33.
Derek Cope was another guy that's a very good race car, had a good race car in Daytona. Today, they're getting shuffled in the back, and the good cars are working their way back to the front. Just like Dale Jarrett, Derek Cope, Sterling Marlin.
Derek Cope sat out last weekend's race at Martinsville, recovering from some injuries, but he is pumped up for this race.
Where'd Bill Elliott come from? I didn't know he was in this mix, but there he is.
Well, he has come from 17th starting position, and yep, he's up there in the top 10. He's currently 7th.
Back in the 80s, Bill Elliott owned this racetrack.
More on Bill Elliott from Jackaroo.
Benny, you want to know where Bill Elliott came from? Well, you better credit Jerry Nadeau, his teammate in the First Plus Financial car. When Elliott started to work his way and climb up the ladder, he teamed up with Nadeau. And I went over to Mike Beam and I said, are you two going to try and make a run to the front? Are you going to follow Jerry? He said, no, we're done with him. We're going without him now.
Oh, yes.
42 starts here at Talladega. 2 victories for Bill Elliott. He's currently running in the 9th position. 41 laps have been completed. Live coverage of the Die Hard 500 here at Talladega on ABC Sports.
A to Z all-wheel cleaner. Spray on, hose off, towel dry. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Eagle One A to Z. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
2 magazines, 1 double espresso, $12. Khaki pants, $45. Work boots, $85. Realizing you're unzipped before anyone else does? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted all over. Even coffee bars.
While we could give you a lot of reasons to buy performance friction carbon metallic disc brake pads from AutoZone, perhaps the most compelling is this. They simply stop shorter than any brand we've ever tested. Performance friction carbon metallic. Ask for them at AutoZone. Nobody tells these guys how to drive. Nobody tells them they can't race 700 horsepower trucks. And no one's going to tell them what tools to use. The 1998 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Tough trucks, tougher drivers, the toughest tools. Craftsman makes anything possible.
Volunteer to help feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, counsel the fallen, guide the young, or be among the first on the scene of emergencies. Whatever the situation, the Salvation Army is there because need knows no season. So volunteer your time and skills. Call your local Salvation Army today.
As over 100,000 people look on the Die Hard 500 here at Talladega Superspeedway. 44 laps have been completed. We have been under green all the way. And right now, up front, it's a battle between Sterling Marlin on the outside and John Andretti, who leads that inside line through the trioval at the line. Marlin, just by a fender, led that lap. This looks like the start of the race as they're two abreast. The whole field now running together. The 77 car, Robert Presley, lost a rear end gear. He's behind the wall. Everybody else is out there. Bobby Hamilton is the only other car not on the lead lap. And the 44 car of Kyle Petty has been impressive here in the early going.
He's right behind John Andretti. PE1, Petty Enterprises 1, that 44 car is Petty Enterprises 2, PE2.
From 32nd starting position to 4th at the end of 44 laps.
Now Sterling moves over and helps that inside line. I don't know what that's all about, but he did anyway. And kind of left Earnhardt hung out on the outside.
I hear so many retired race drivers or those who didn't make the race say, boy, I wish I were out there. You wish you were out there, Benny?
No. I'm perfectly fine, Bob. Thank you very much, but I'm doing good.
Kyle Petty is trying. Look at that car dance around.
Look at that. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. And then inside that car, the vibration is incredible.
Kyle Petty trying to continue a streak here. He's been running at the finish of the last 12 straight races. His last DNF did not finish was in May of 1991. He was in the broadcast booth on ESPN yesterday during the Busch race, on ABC here, the Busch race. And I think he maybe learned some things during that race yesterday in terms of patience and experience.
Sure looks that way. It looks like he learned some things on setup, too, because this car is awfully fast.
Let's go down to Jack Arute.
You know, guys, we talk about all the time about how you need a dancing partner out on the racetrack at Talladega for the draft. Well, down here on pit road, you need a dancing partner as well. Andy Petrie went one pit over and talked to Jeff Gordon's crew chief, Ray Evernham. They have decided that they should pit together. But the problem is, Petrie had to find someone that was only going to take 2 tires because that's the battle plan right now. And Evernham said, Jeff Blake's only going with 2. We'll come with you. Look for them shortly.
This is not a racetrack, Benny, that has excessive tire wear.
No, the tires are not a problem at all. As a matter of fact, the tires might run for 500 miles, especially the left side. This is Bill Elliott's looking back at his right rear. And down the straightaway, you'd think that rear end would be hopping up and down a little bit. No, because those shocks are just have that rear end down on the ground. As it goes in the corner, you see how the spring compresses just a little bit, probably 3 or 4 inches. The fact that they're so weak is how they're compressing. There we hit a bump. This is a trailing arm. This long bar here is called a trailing arm. This actually comes on a Chevrolet pickup.
Check the telemetry in the Tabasco hot zone on Bill Elliott. Oh, he hit the brake, Benny.
That's because he's following someone. He can't back out the throttle, so to slow the car down, he's got to touch the brake.
Now picks up in the draft again. He's running in 11th position, Bill Elliott is. There he is. He has Randy LaJoie to the inside. And Lake Speed right behind him. Bill Elliott with 2 wins here at Talladega. He won this spring race in 1985 and the second race in 1987. Bill Weber has a report from pit road.
Well, Kyle Petty may have learned something in the booth yesterday afternoon, but he learned a little more in happy hour. I talked to him this morning in the driver's meeting. He said he is as fast as the cars he's surrounded by. When he's with fast cars, his Pontiac is very quick. But in a slow pack, he can't seem to find the speed. He has found a fast partner in teammate John Andretti. Andretti was faster yesterday morning, but when they put the race motor in and he went back out for happy hour, he was not as fast. Today, they went back to their qualifying motor, and now it's Andretti and Kyle Petty, both very fast on the racetrack. When Kyle comes in, 2 right side tires, fuel, and a drink of water.
And I would guess that's what all the cars are going to do. And here's a Jeff Gordon and Schrader coming down pit road.
They have to get their cars slowed down to 55 miles an hour.
I'm sorry, that's Ward Burton. I thought since Jack and Root came up with that, but Schrader did not come with Jeff Gordon. Gordon, stop, Jack.
And Benny, I can tell you why, because Jeff Gordon will take 4 tires. 4 tires, and that knocked him right out of the scenario. So what he's decided to do is pit with Randy LaJoie, his teammate, and Morgan Shepherd, and that's Dale Earnhardt's teammate. Those 3 cars are being worked on along with Ernie Irvins at this end of pit road, and away it goes Jeff Gordon. And Randy LaJoie makes a track bar adjustment, but he's a little bit slower and has a problem refiring the car, but he's off and away.
Ernie Irvin leads this group off of pit road. Here comes Randy LaJoie, and here come the field at full speed. So these drivers are undoubtedly going to lose a lap here.
Yes, they'll never be able to get the car up to speed. And look at all these cars coming down pit road. Terry Labonte, Chad Little, Rusty Wallace, Rudd.
Down to Jack Arute again.
Once again, Terry Labonte's crew goes to work. The Kellogg's team taking a look at the outside tires. It'll be a 4-tire stop for Terry Labonte. He knows what it takes to win here, and although maybe the tires could go long enough, they want to make sure. Let's go to Jeff Burton's pit stop and Dr. Jerry Pond.
The car was too tight. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment in the right front and the right rear, and also they were going to change the track bar. Now they're working on trying to get the hood up in Jeff Burton's car. Apparently it is stalled on pit road. Frankie Stoddard and the crew working on the right side. They are talking to Burton on the radio as it was coming down pit road. It made a noise, and now they have raised the hood. This was not planned in the pit stop. As they are talking to Jeff Burton, and they are taking the window net down. Obviously not a good sign for the car number 99, the X-Side Ford. We'll double check with the crew and see exactly what may have happened coming down pit road and get back in just a moment.
Wow, a tough break for Jeff Burton, one of the Roush cars. You see other drivers making pit stops here. Brett Bodine is at the bottom of your screen. Meanwhile, it is Jimmy Spencer and Lake Speed who are exiting the pits, and here comes Kenny Wallace also. And again, here comes the lead pack.
The 3-car, Dale Earnhardt, is the leader. We see Jeff Gordon right in front of Earnhardt. He would love to stay there just in case the caution flag were to come out.
Bill Weber has the call of Kyle Petty's pit stop.
Well, Kyle Petty has slid through his pit stall. Now his team will have to push him back into the pits, and they'll have to make their 2-tire change and put in the fuel. Kyle came zooming down pit road, went through his pit, could not apply the brakes. Now he's back in his stall, getting tires and fuel and a drink of water. Very disappointing. A great run going for Kyle Petty. Sterling Marlin has been in and out. Kyle's teammate John Andretti's also on pit road. Now Kyle takes off.
That was a tough break.
After gaining all those positions on the racetrack, he loses several in the pits. Here comes Dale Earnhardt, closely followed by Bobby Labonte, as other drivers now are making their first round of pit stops under green. Doc?
55 miles an hour down pit road. The key here is to get the car completely full of gas. Chevrolet for Earnhardt, Pontiac for Bobby Labonte. They begin to work on the right side of the Dale Earnhardt car. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment on the right side to tighten up the Goodman Chevrolet. They also were going to make a wedge adjustment in Bobby Labonte's Pontiac. He also was loose. Earnhardt is out of the way. So is Labonte. Here is Derek Coates as Kenny Schrader comes out. They all head back to turn 1 at 55 miles an hour.
And you can drive faster on the highways here in Alabama than 55, but that's the pit road speed because NASCAR wants to make it as safe as possible for those crew members.
And you certainly don't have all the congestion on the highways you do have on pit road. The Jeff Gordon and that lead pack, Bill Elliott, that made the pit stop a few laps ago, it looks like is going to catch that group of cars before they get up to full speed. I'm talking about Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, Derek Coates. Looks like Dale Jarrett also in that group.
So the field begins to sort itself out now after these first pit stops that had to be made under green. We've been green all the way here at the Die Hard 500. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck and he's hurt. Rusty, it's up to you.
In racing, the engine is everything.
What? It's the driver.
A driver will never see a finish line without a great engine.
The greatest engine will never see a victory lap without a great driver.
At least they agree on Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, the same oil you can buy right off the shelf. And also try Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
The engine's the first thing over the finish line.
Not in Indy cars.
Why do you respond to everything I say with scientific mumbo-jumbo?
Because everything you say is pie-in-the-sky, paranormal, saucerhead idiocy.
ABC Tuesday. Prepare for the extraordinary home improvement the government doesn't want you to see.
The truth is out there.
Phil, I hear your wife's in the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
She is. Want a coffee?
The Shell Houston Open, Saturday at 2 on ABC Sports.
For an unprecedented 3 years in a row, Dodge Ram has received J.D. Power & Associates Appeal Award as the most appealing full-size pickup. And because Ram owners rate it this high, we're celebrating with a rate this low. Now lease a Dodge Ram with a Magnum V8 automatic and air for just $229 a month. Or buy a Ram for as little as $15,125. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Hey gang, Mike Arlo here from Classic Hits 106.9. If you're a huge NASCAR fan like I am, call Indian River Sports Travel. Hey, you can go to all the major races. You know, it's tough enough just getting the ticket. Then there's transportation, the parking. So do what I do, call Indian River. You get your race ticket, transportation, tailgate party before and after the race, even hotel with some races. And all you have to remember is your seat cushion, headphones, and where you left your cooler. So start your engines, put the pedal to the metal, and call right now. 523-5551, 523-5551.
The Die Hard 500 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Ford, maker of vehicles that are built to last. And Tabasco Sauce, an official marketing partner of NASCAR's 50th anniversary. NASCAR Heat, fueled by Tabasco.
The Die Hard 500 is 59 laps old. We have had the first round of green flag pit stops, and now we find Bobby Labonte at the front of the field once again. We have two cars off the pace and off the track, as a matter of fact. Robert Presley and Jeff Burton. We saw him come in and push the car behind the wall. Jerry, let's talk with him.
climbed out of the X-side Ford. What happened?
This seems like something happened inside the engine. It almost acts like it scuffed a bearing or something. I'm not really sure what happened, but it's locked up pretty tight right now. They're going to look at it and see if there's any possible way they can get the X-side Ford back out, but it doesn't look very good. It's been a bad 3 weeks for us. We got a great race team. We just don't seem to be able to finish these races like we need to. We've blown a tire. I got us in a wreck last week, and now we've had an engine problem. And we got championship aspirations, and we got a team that can win championships. We just don't right now. We can't finish races, and we're not championship caliber. We can't finish races.
Jeff Burton came into here 10th in the points. They probably will not get the car back out, but two of his teammates are making a move. Mark Martin and Chad Little.
Both running extremely well here at this point in the race. Chad Little is in 4th position, and Mark Martin is 6th. Bill Weber.
And Mark Martin has marched his way forward. Early help from Rusty Wallace and Martin teammate Johnny Benson Jr. But now Martin on the move thanks to a 2-tire stop in fuel in 12.06 seconds. Those teams have struggled on the track by themselves, but they are optimistic they can run well and maybe successfully defend today.
Well, the big story after qualifying was the relatively poor performance of the Roush cars, but they're racing okay, Benny.
Yes, they sure are. We've seen the 97 car, Chad Little up there. As a matter of fact, he's currently running in 4th spot. And here we see Mark Martin currently running in 6th spot. And also we see the speed, 195 miles per hour as we go in the Tabasco hot zone.
He's got clean track ahead of him and a drafting partner in the form of Jeff Gordon. Jack has more on Jeff Gordon, the defending series Winston Cup champion.
And Bob, right now he feels like he's the odd man out. He's been back and forth on the radio with his crew chief, Ray Evernham. Says every time we try to find a dance partner, they decide to leave us at the front door. They're not at all happy, and the one thing that Ray said on the radio was, Jeff, just remember who they are, because paybacks will come.
Right now he's running back in 7th position, just behind Mark Martin. A little bit of a gap between Mark Martin and Terry Labonte, who is in the 5th spot. But certainly an impressive run, Benny, for the 97 car of Chad Little, another one of those drivers that started way in the back of the field, 34th.
And Chad Little, another car that's owned by Jack Roush, or under his management, I'll put it that way. Following up on that great run he had in Texas just about 50 weeks ago.
His best finish here at Talladega came in the July race of 1992. He was 5th. Hasn't led a lap, but is at his highest position right now, 4th. And you see that he lost 3 positions from his starting position of 34th. First group of cars. There's the second group. We're waiting for the 44 car of Kyle Petty, who was up front until the pit stops. He overshot his pit. Things went very badly wrong during his pit stop, and he now finds himself back in 37th position, and probably worse than that, he's running by himself.
That's the worst part about this situation. He is running by himself, and these cars in front will probably be able to run 4 or 5 miles per hour faster than he can. The fact they're running nose to tail. Now there's a couple of cars behind him that are hooked up. They may not be able to catch him. If they do, then maybe they can run as fast as the leaders.
And there's only that much racetrack back to this lead group of cars.
As a matter of fact, Kyle Petty is 32 seconds behind Bobby Labonte. So you lose 5 seconds in the pits, but if you don't get hooked up with cars when you get back on the racetrack, you lose a second or 2 seconds every lap that you run.
It's Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, Chad Little. Then the number 5 car of Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, and Jeff Gordon, your top 7. Completing the top 10, it's Derek Cook, Bill Elliott, and the 40 car of Sterling Marlin. Second in points going into this race, Jeremy Mayfield. Bill, is he having problems?
had problems at the early portion of the race, Bob. Jeremy wasn't very good at practice. Obviously, he didn't qualify well, so they put in a new Larry Wallace motor today. In fact, at the beginning of the race, Jeremy was pretty darn good. Too good. He got too close to Bobby Hamilton. And when Hamilton started leaking oil, all that oil went all over Mayfield's windshield. He had to drop to the rear of the field because literally he could not see where he was going. He has a plastic sheet over that windshield, but because NASCAR has not allowed an extra man over the wall yet, the team did not have the manpower to pull that sheet off the windshield when Jeremy pitted. They cleaned it. It's better, but right now he's having trouble making up that track position he lost because basically at 190 miles an hour, he couldn't see where he was going.
Well, Jeremy's car owner is Michael Kratovus and Roger Penske. And Penske Racing got off to a great start, but in the last 3 races, neither Rusty Wallace nor Jeremy Mayfield has finished in the top 5. Up front we go once again to see that Bobby Labonte continues to hang on to the lead. About a half a lap ahead of that group that we were just showing you.
Jarrett sneaks out. Chad Little says, I'll go with you. Moves up on the inside of Earnhardt.
Couple of Fords hooking up to pass by the Chevy of Dale Earnhardt and maybe the Pontiac of Bobby Labonte.
Chad moves up in front of Earnhardt. Kind of leaves Terry Labonte hung out on the inside. But here comes Jeff Gordon and Kenny Wallace.
Good run for Kenny Wallace, who also had a good pit stop to put him up here in the lead draft. Checking the speeds at the line. Look, Kenny was the fastest that lap.
That's because he was catching a draft down on the bottom of the racetrack. 196 mile per hour average.
Second was Ward Burton, and Derek Cope was third quick that past lap.
Now as we get caught up with the field and get to these other cars, they will slow down to the same speed the other cars are running.
Kenny working to the inside of Sterling Marlin, drafting on Jeff Gordon, who is drafting on Mark Martin, who was. Now Jeff gets hung out a bit.
Kenny got the chance to move out to the outside and he dove it. Dennis Setzer, the dark car on the inside, our second round fastest qualifier. That's one lap down to our leader, Bobby Labonte.
This is the third car from the Bill Elliott stable. Besides Elliott, Elliott co-owns the 13 car driven by Jerry Nadeau with Dan Marino. And this third car was driven this weekend by Dennis Setzer. But he has lost a lap running back in 40th spot.
Battle for 7th spot between Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin. Cope hung on the inside.
Field summary once again showing you the points as of right now. Jeremy Mayfield, as you can see, has dropped to 5th in the point standings at the moment. Dale Jarrett has moved up to 2nd.
Earnhardt going by Chad Little. Terry Labonte's going by, and now Jeff Gordon's going to try to get by, and he will.
So they shuffle Chad Little now back.
Here comes Jarrett to the inside, trying to get by Labonte. Earnhardt's going to help him, and by he goes.
Terry Labonte moved to 3rd position as Bobby is left up on the top of the racetrack by himself. Jeff Gordon comes to 4th. Tight manufacturers points battle all year long so far in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. And there are the rookie points with Kenny Irwin with an 18-point advantage over Kevin LePage. And here's how they're running today. Irwin just 1 position ahead of Jerry Nadeau, and LePage back in 33rd spot. So now Dale Jarrett has moved his Ford to the front of the field, and Terry Labonte is back in 2nd. And Dale Earnhardt 3rd, followed by Jeff Gordon and Chad Little. We'll be back with more live coverage from Talladega after this.
When car batteries are put to the test, America's most trusted lives up to its name.
lot of times when something goes wrong with your car, you know it right away. But some parts, like shock absorbers, tend to wear out gradually over time. So gradually that many drivers fail to realize just how worn their shocks have become. So rather than wait till it's painfully obvious that you need new shocks, stop by your nearest AutoZone. Right now, when you buy 3 Gabriel Gas Rider shocks or struts, you get the 4th one free, only at AutoZone.
Competition won't be able to explain when the only 4-door rookie in NASCAR starts blowing their doors off. Maybe they should get more doors. Ford Taurus.
Relax. Oh, we won't run out.
Any more Tabasco?
NASCAR Heat, fueled by Tabasco. See specially marked cartons for this NASCAR cookbook offer.
People are selling tools today on the market that I don't even think they know where they're made.
Craftsman hand tools, made in America, guaranteed forever.
One thing about the Craftsman tool, you know where it comes from, it's made here, and you know the quality's good.
Monday, transplanting a head onto a new body, the beginning of a revolution. Medicine on the outer edge. The series begins. Watch World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Naked, live, ladies, and Orama.
NASCAR Winston Cup racing at Talladega coming up next. Toyota presents the AMA Supercross Motorcycle Championship. Catch the wild racing excitement as the hottest Supercross drivers tear up the track at Texas Stadium. It's next after the conclusion of the Die Hard 500 here on ABC Sports.
There's Randy LaJoie, clean racetrack in front of him. Unfortunately, the 25th place car, Ted Musgrave, a little distance in front of him.
Terry Labonte has the lead. Jeff Gordon now second, riding along with Bobby Labonte, who has led the most laps so far here this afternoon. He has been at the front of the field for 30 circuits. Terry's about to lead his 15th lap. Once again, we're beginning to see 2 distinct packs being formed here at the front of the field, as about 7 cars have broken away from Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin, and others.
If those back cars will just get in line, I think they'll be able to run the leaders down. But if they persist on running side by side like that, then they're going to have a problem.
That's Chad Little up high.
And Earnhardt. All of a sudden, Earnhardt's out of that lead group back there. I wonder if he's got a problem.
Well, he certainly is falling back here. Lost several spots in the last couple of laps.
Back to 12th spot.
That's Morgan Shepherd in the 31 car that was driven earlier this year by Mike Skinner. He, too, on the mend from injuries. There is Rusty Wallace as he runs to the inside of John Andretti. They're running back in
16th, 17th.
Yep. Well, we hear there's no problem for Dale Earnhardt in terms of the car. Just got shuffled back.
Well, these 2 cars really need to get nose to tail, Rusty and John Andretti. Or maybe they will now. Yeah, Rusty just moves up the racetrack and says, John, please follow me, will ya?
They heard you. Dallenbach has gone behind the wall. Remember, in the early going, he was right up there amongst them. Bill Weber, what's the problem?
Well, a lot going on back here in the garage. First of all, for Wally Dallenbach, they believe it's a right rear shock that is broken. He's behind the wall. This car fell off the jack a moment ago, a frightening moment, but everybody was okay. They work underneath the car, working on the right rear shock and looking at the left rear shock. Dave Marcus is parked right next to him. He has complained about a possible shock problem. Right now, they believe it may be the rear end gear going bad. So the 46 of Dallenbach, the 71 of Marcus behind the wall.
Is keep that. This is Bill Elliott's car, and it keeps this thing from being too violent. I was watching Dallenbach when he went in turn 1 a moment ago, and he just almost crashed, and I guess that's when the shock broke, or whatever broke. They're assuming it's a shock.
Tabasco hot zone information for you. 196 miles an hour at just under 7,000 RPM. Elliott is running in 6th position. Dave Marcus is behind the wall. This was his 55th start here at Talladega, the most of any driver.
Bill Elliott's running 6th spot, but the best thing about it, he can see the leader. He's only about 6 or 7 car lengths in front of him is Kenny Wallace. He's running in the 7th spot. Great run for Kenny. Look, 198 miles per hour. Going through the corner, only slowing down to 194, 92. 192, he slowed down 5 miles per hour. I saw Mark Marr's car a moment ago. He really didn't slow down. He stayed about the same speed. He wasn't as fast as Elliott on the straightaway, but he didn't slow down as much in the corner. Look at that spring compressed as he hits the bumps. They use springs that you normally would use at a actually NASCAR mandates they have to use like a 350-pound spring, a spring that will take 350 pounds of pressure to compress it 1 inch.
Boy, Kenny Wallace has got a good run going here. He started back in 35th position. Right now finds himself in 7th at the tail end of this lead draft. He began moving up and has moved up steadily to this position. His best finish here at Talladega came back in the July race of 1994 when he finished 9th. And there's Kyle Petty, Benny, being lapped.
Yeah, he got a great run going earlier on with that bad pit stop. And as a matter of fact, he's trying to keep up with this group of cars once they get by him. That's Billy Standridge, the 47 car that has been lapped along with Kyle.
Henry cars are up front, Jack Arute, Labonte, and Gordon.
And they are going to come right down into pit road together. I talked to Andy Graves and to Ray Evernham, crew chiefs for the leader and 2nd place respectively. They say they're going to come in together. Might as well, they're teammates. But here's what's interesting, guys. They feel they can only go to about lap 104. Meanwhile, further down the road, Mike Beam and company have calculated that they can keep Bill Elliott and the McDonald's Ford out until lap 112 to be safe, and as long as 116. So it could be interesting to see who pits and when.
Right now, the Henry cars are setting the pace. You saw Bobby Hamilton get lapped again. He's now 2 laps off the pace, back in 39th position. 7 cars running here in the lead draft.
And they're just 3/4 of a second between the first car, Trey Labonte, and back to Kenny Wallace. Now there comes the next group of cars led by Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin, Ward Burton, Chad Little, and Dale Earnhardt. Now they're in line, and they should be able to at least maintain the distance between themselves and the front pack. We'll check it. Right now they're 2 3/4 seconds behind from last lap. We'll check it out.
Mark Martin leading this second group, has won twice here at Talladega. This race in 95 and 97. Jerry, you hearing if other teams are going to team up?
Bob, they're lined up by manufacturer. The top 2 are Chevrolet, the next 2 are Pontiac, and the next 4 are Ford. Now, we're being told the Pontiac's in the middle there. We're talking about the 18 car of Bobby Labonte and the 30 of Derek Cope are thinking about teaming up together to try to go by the 2 Chevrolets, the 5 and the 24. But they're concerned, the 3 Fords right behind the 30 car, led by Dale Jarrett, Bill Elliott, etc. If they make the wrong move, they will get passed on the high side. So teamwork now by manufacturer, Chevrolet, Pontiac, and then Ford.
Well, those guys didn't stay in line, as you can see.
They got some traffic to go through here in the form of Bobby Hamilton.
Now they are back on. Sterling Marlin tried to make a pass. He was running second in this group behind Mark Martin, is now at the very end of the... There he is at the very end. So he lost 4 spots. Got a little greedy there, Sterling.
This is under the 36 car now of Ernie Irvin.
This is the... You see the gear? This is the rear end cooler pump. That's a pulley that pulls, that turns.
Should that be moving now?
Oh, yeah, it is turning.
Is it?
It's just turning so fast that it doesn't look like it's turning.
Okay.
Yeah. That pulls the fluid out of the rear gearing up into a small radiator. A fan blows air through it and cools that fluid in the rear gearing.
Ernie running behind Rusty Wallace and ahead of Lake Speed.
Currently running in 17th spot.
Those guys have lined up to try to lessen the distance between themselves and the next group.
They're 15 seconds behind the leader.
Kenny Schrader earlier was running up in the top 5, and now he is trying to draft with this group. He's back in 20th spot.
There we see Terry Labonte, the leader of the race. Jeff Gordon's in second. Bobby Labonte's third. Derek Cope. Now we see, we go back to Mark Martin in this group. And we saw him trying to race just a moment ago. They lost 3/4 of a second. Right now, they're 4.5 seconds behind. So they've lost 1 3/4 seconds since we started checking this just a moment ago.
Here's this group led by Rusty Wallace, back in the 16th position. 86 laps completed out of 188 that make up the die-hard 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race from Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama.
When you learn to drive.
At Pennzoil,
Here we go.
we make motor oil that performs under the harshest conditions. Stop-and-go driving. If Pennzoil can protect these cars at the Taxi Cab 500, maybe you should ask for it next time you change your oil. Stop, go. Pennzoil.
Where's Rusty going today? 14th century, I think. What'd you get? Italian Renaissance. Nice.
Independent rear suspension, dual shocks, and a sway bar. Rick, it's all there.
That's good, because when things get rough out there, suspension is everything.
Other manufacturers use a straight axle that bounces over obstacles, losing traction. Our independent rear suspension hugs the terrain for better traction and a smoother ride. The Sportsman 500 and the all-new Sportsman 335 with shaft drive.
You gotta ride it to believe it.
Buy a new Polaris ATV now and make no payments till hunting season. See your Polaris dealer for details.
McDonald's is going wild over the opening of Disney's Animal Kingdom, Disney's most adventurous theme park ever.
This is wild.
And when you supersize any extra value meal, like our bold, tangy McRib, you'll go wild too. Because now you can get one of 4 fiercely collectible cups free and a chance to win a wild vacation to Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park from McDonald's. Where can you go this wild?
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Our new cars are here. I'm on my way.
Once in a lifetime, something so special comes along that even the NASCAR champions race to get them.
I've been waiting for these.
Now you can collect the die-cast cars that these NASCAR champions collect. Racing Champions presents NASCAR's 50th Anniversary Collectible Gold Series.
Better get your hands on them before we get them all.
Racing Champions NASCAR Gold and the new Signature Driver Series die-cast collectibles. Available at your favorite retailer.
Now just 4 cars in the lead draft. Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and Dale Jarrett. Tonight on ABC, The Wonderful World of Disney gives you your first look inside Disney's newest world, Disney's Animal Kingdom, The First Adventure. Then at 8, 7 Central, Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise, Kathleen Quinlan, and Ed Harris star in the network's premiere of one of the best films that you will ever see, Ron Howard's Apollo 13, tonight on ABC.
Well, I don't agree with much you say, Bob, but I will agree with that. It's a great movie.
It indeed is. Well, these cars are traveling like rocket ships around this racetrack, setting a pace in excess of 190 miles an hour, and 90 laps have been completed. One car that had problems was Wally Dallenbach. He's back on the track now. Bill, give us a synopsis of what happened.
Well, Bob, this is the right rear shock off the First Union Chevrolet. And Benny, I'm going to run out of hands here, so you talk while I demonstrate. This is obviously very hot, and the purpose of this shock is to hold the car down. But the inside of this shock has gone away. So when you compress it, it has a very rapid rebound. And that's obviously not what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, the rebound, that's compression. When he lets go, that's supposed to stay down there and hold the back of that car down. And you can see, folks, it's just not doing it. Good job, Bill.
And my mic wrecked.
That's okay, as long as you're all right. Well, there is Wally, who is back on the racetrack. However, he lost 13 laps during the shock change. We are at record pace. Remember, a year ago, we ran without a caution, and the pace was 188.3 miles an hour set by Mark Martin. Well, we're even above that today, as so far, again, no cautions. Let's hope it goes the rest of the way without.
Big Trickle, the 90 car, diving down to the inside, trying to get by Jeremy Mayfield. Jerry Nadeau on the outside. They're 3 left, and almost goes up. And once again, Jerry said, look, they're trying to do that to me. Wow.
There inside.
Those guys are running back in the 30th, 31st positions.
Back up front, meanwhile, it is Terry Labonte who continues to lead the way. Dale Jarrett running in 4th position, Jerry.
Bob, that's the good news. DJ running 4th in the lead draft. The bad news is he will not be there for very long. The problem they had on lap 54 when they changed 2 tires, they wanted DJ, Dale Jarrett, to stay and wait until he heard the word go before he left pit road to get it full of fuel. He heard someone say no, and he left. The car not full of fuel. He will pit in about 3 or 4 laps, which puts him about 12 to 14 laps shy of when the other leaders will pit.
And again, that can be devastating to you after you gain all those positions on the racetrack and then have to do that, especially if you come out without a drafting partner. Here again is a field summary. Points as of now. Note again, Jeremy Mayfield was 2nd going into this race, and right now his point position is 5th.
And he's only lost about 20 positions, so you can see just how much the other contenders have gained on the leader.
Terry Labonte continues to lead this race. He led 70 laps last October.
And for you folks that are Earnhardt Martin fans, they have gained about 1 second on these 4 cars in the last 10 laps or so. There we see the 30 car, 81 and 90. They've lost that lead. They've fallen back about 1 2 3/4 behind the leaders. And Earnhardt, Ward Burton, Mark Martin, Chad Little, Sterling Marlin, they're only about 1.5 seconds behind these guys.
Here's an AutoZone on-track interval of Dale Jarrett in 4th and Derek Cope in 5th position. Derek has been able to close that gap by about 2/10 of a second, laps 89 through 93.
And look at Jarrett. 50.2, 0.101. How consistent, just 1/10 of a second separating those laps. And you see Jerry Cope, the one lap that really hurt him was at 50.5. He had one good lap at 49.9.
Yep.
But that one bad lap, 50.5, when he had to back out the accelerator for some reason, someone got beside of him or whatever, and that just cost him.
Riding along with Bill Elliott, who's running in 7th spot. Up ahead is the 6th place car of Kenny Wallace. Rusty Wallace, the points leader going into this event, is maintaining his points lead, but he is in somewhat of a struggle here this afternoon, running back in 22nd position. There have been 41 restrictor plate races at both Daytona and here at Talladega. He's never won 2 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and 12 DNFs, but he has 3 straight top 10s, so he is beginning to figure out Daytona and Talladega in terms of restrictor plate racing. Terry Labonte, his last NASCAR Winston Cup win here last August. This is his 578th straight NASCAR Winston Cup start. Dale Jarrett's crew is ready for his pit stop.
Terry Labonte has won the Gatorade Challenge. That's the leader halfway. Picks up about $10,000.
So already he has picked up 10 grand, and we're halfway through this race. Dale Jarrett looks like he's slowing down and coming in for that pit stop. Indeed, Jerry Punch, he's coming off the banking and headed toward you.
41-year-old Dale Jarrett brings the quality care Ford down pit road all alone, and it's a lonely feeling. They did not get the car full of fuel when he left early on their first and only stop on lap 54. He comes in very deliberately. Remind him, 55 miles an hour. They will change all 4 tires. No chassis adjustment, no air pressure change, and no dance partner. No one to help him get back up there in the draft. Right side tires going on. 1 can of fuel in. Now they're watching. They will hold the car to make sure they get it completely full of fuel. It is full of fuel already. Left front tire on. Now tire is loose. Left rear tire finally going on. And he is moving down and away. Who can he hook up with to possibly draft back toward the front? Leadership hit in 10 or 12 laps.
And here comes the lead group of cars through the tri-oval.
Well, he will not be able to catch up with these cars. They go blowing by him. He's going to have to wait for that next group of cars to go by because he's still not up to speed.
These restrictor plate motors just cannot get up to speed that quickly. So now 5 cars up in the lead draft. And a very lonely feeling for Dale Jarrett here at Talladega.
Yes, just to watch those cars drive away and be able to do nothing about it.
Terry Labonte continues to lead. He is the 9th different driver to be leading at the halfway point in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. We'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
There is a sport as American as the automobile. It's a sport that never went on strike. And when its players want more money, well, they just get out and race for it. For these reasons and a million others, millions love it like no other. The Die Hard battery salutes the Die Hard race fans everywhere, as dependable and true as the name itself.
Screaming, pointing, and praying are all acceptable ways for a NASCAR fan to show their support. Now, there's another. Drink accordingly.
Tuesday, you've shared it all with Andy. Now, be with him for the surgery that could save his life.
I'm gonna be here.
New Blue, ABC Tuesday.
Genetic testing gone wrong.
This thing's part human.
Don't expect it to stop at the water's edge.
A government cover-up exposed.
It was bred by the Navy as some sort of killing machine.
One man that will stop at nothing to save us all.
I'm gonna put an end to it.
Peter Benchley's Creature. Danger Services, ABC May.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Hey, look, the race is on.
Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse is proud to sponsor Richard Childress and Mike Skinner in the Team Lowe's number 31. So if you're into home improvement and love racing, we're going to do everything we can to put you right in the middle of the action.
Dad, nice job.
Now that was a costly mistake.
Lowe's, the official home improvement warehouse of NASCAR.
Hey gang, Mike Arlo here from Classic Hits 106.9. If you're a huge NASCAR fan like I am, call Indian River Sports Travel. Hey, you can go to all the major races. You know, it's tough enough just getting the ticket. Then there's transportation, the parking. So do what I do, call Indian River. You get your race ticket, transportation, tailgate party before and after the race, even hotel with some races. And all you have to remember is your seat cushion, headphones, and where you left your cooler. So start your engines, put the pedal to the metal, and call right now. 523-5551, 523-5551.
Skymax 13. Maximum accuracy, maximum coverage.
You're watching the Die Hard 500 on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama, it's the Die Hard 500. The story of the race so far, Terry Labonte among others. He's at the front of the field right now. We have just seen some pit stops. Mark Martin relinquished his ninth position to come in for a pit stop. Of course, Dale Jarrett did earlier. Ernie Irvan is in, and we'll see these 5 drivers at the front of the field in before too long. Jackaroo, can you see Ernie Irvan's pit stop?
Absolutely, and right now it's a 2-tire stop, but they had to take the longest period of time to make sure that the car was filled with fuel. That's when they say gas man just loves that kind of pressure. And today, it's about to take place for not only your first place car, Terry Labonte, but his teammate, Jeff Gordon, because they will pit in just 2 laps.
As we see Ernie Irvan lead, that's going to be about perfect because the leaders, there are 5 cars that are bunched together leading the race. Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Derek Cope, and Kenny Wallace are about to catch a group of slower cars, which could slow them down. Obviously, the best thing to do would be come pits, and here comes Terry Labonte. Here comes Jeff Gordon. All 5 cars going to pit together, trying to stay in that lead together, trying to stay in a group together so they can draft together. Jackaroo.
Now the key now is to maintain the speed limit. The way they do that is check the RPM in second gear. It should be 4,800 RPM. First man to hit the spots because he's closer is Gordon. But Labonte's crew goes to work. Now Labonte's team will take on 4 tires. We'll wait to see. Yes, Gordon will as well. So this will be a nominal stop for both teams. No changes are anticipated, Jerry.
All right, 4 tire changes going on Bobby Labonte's Interstate Batteries Pontiac. They're already on the left side. They just moved to the left side now of the Goodrich Chevrolet Cornell car. Bobby Labonte is down and away. Left front tire going on the 3 car. Left rear, they're getting it completely full of fuel, cleaning the windshield, and he is away just behind the 30 car of Derek Cope. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Jerry, Ricky Rudd completes his term on pit road as Kenny Irwin comes in. Now, Kenny Irwin's crew and the Havili team, they're going to put 2 rounds of bite into the right side. They're also just taking right side tires, and he's off and away with a full tank of Union 76.
Uh-oh, we have a car slowing. It's like that the 47 car stands cut a tire.
Looks like he's made some contact with the wall. And there's a piece of debris on the racetrack. Oh, man, these guys that have not stopped could get a caution flag.
Very interesting situation. At the front of the field right now is Michael Waltrip in the Wood Brothers car. Now, if the caution does come out, how will this mean an advantage for these guys?
Well, there's going to be several cars that are lapped down. That goes back to about the 19th position. Ernie Irvan is still in the lead lap. And the leaders, the Labonte brothers and Jeff Gordon, they're still in the lead lap.
That looks like a piece of rubber back there in the backstrut. It is not a piece of sharp debris. And so far, we have no caution as the green remains out. Standrich has made his way around to the pits here. That, however, may be a piece of metal.
Certainly looks like a piece of aluminum to me.
Yep. Well, Michael Waltrip now has the lead with Kenny Schrader running in second position. Jimmy Spencer is in third.
And Terry Labonte is still in third spot because most of the cars have made a pit stop. Spencer trying to get a run on. That's not Spencer on the outside.
I believe it's John Andretti and Ernie Irvan as Michael Waltrip, Kenny Schrader, and Jimmy Spencer all decide that this is the time to come in.
Well, here's where things worked out very well, not only for Michael Waltrip, Kenny Schrader, and Jimmy Spencer. They have run the string out just a little bit further. We'll see if Schrader opts to stay with his two-tire strategy. Remember, they changed two tires the last time under green flag conditions. They've taken on the tank of fuel. They're going to go for four tires. Jerry.
And the Citgo Ford of Michael Waltrip on pit road. Remember the great run he had in Daytona when he finished second in a 125-mile qualifier. He will also take on four tires. Kenny Schrader is down, headed down pit road. Back toward turn one. Michael Waltrip off the jack. E2 puts him back in gear and drives away.
Jimmy Spencer won that race off of pit road. He came in. That's Michael Waltrip. The caution now is out. The caution waves. For the first time this afternoon here on the 109th lap, NASCAR flagman waves the caution.
And what NASCAR did, and here's a battle. These cars are trying to get a lap back. The 46 to 16 trying to beat the 5 car back. And look at all this group of cars in front of the leader as long as they get back to the line. And Musgrave does.
Not quite yet because they haven't reached the line, but it looks like, yes, he will. And Wally Dallenbach got one of his laps back, but he's some 12 laps from the lead lap.
What NASCAR did, and really, truly, was a wise thing to do. They waited until everyone had made their pit stop and then decided to throw the caution flag.
So nobody would have been given an advantage. It was a piece of debris on the backstretch, and this is Billy Standridge coming down the backstretch, and look, the tire disintegrates.
And we saw the piece of debris fly off the track. Now, not that before. The tire just comes apart and tears the fender almost off the car. And that sponsor on the hood of the car, once again, Jeff Bodine sponsor, Phillips on Standridge's car today.
First time this afternoon. The pace is slowed here at Talladega as caution has come out. We'll take a break and be right back with more.
Let me tell you a little love story. Happened at this wedding. Groom's buddies all sneak out and do the usual number on the groom's car, right? There it was, the most perfect black Ford Mustang known to man. So right when Mr. Shaving Cream's about to pull the trigger...
I can't do it, man. What? Just can't do it.
I mean, it's a Mustang. It'd be like the facing a national monument or something. Ford Mustang, built to last.
Chef Paul of Bowman's makes the best steaks in town, the Herald. Chef Paul is the maestro of marinade, the Herald. Chef Paul's reputation is built on his marinade alone, the Herald.
Chef Paul's secret ingredient is actually A1.
Chef Paul questioned about missing assistant, the Herald. The secret to great steak isn't just for great steakhouses anymore. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
I want a spring break.
You want Sears Days, our twice-a-year only sale with big brands at our lowest prices of the season.
I want to do some serious spring cleaning.
Get a load of this. Our Kenmore Super Capacity Washer Dryer pair is $85 off.
I want warm days and cool drinks.
Save $52 on this Kenmore refrigerator with glass spill-proof shelves. Way cool. For big brands at our lowest prices, you want Sears Days, now through May 2nd.
I want more breaks like this.
Introducing the Sicilian Pizza from Pizza Hut. This ain't no ordinary pizza. It's the most intense tasting pizza we've ever made. This ain't pin the tail on the donkey. This is hammer the tail on the donkey with a baseball bat. This is opening a gift from the Pyrotechnic Society. This is oregano, basil, and garlic rolled into a perfectly innocent looking crust and exploding in your face. This is the energized, kick in the teeth mother of all pizzas. The new Sicilian Pizza from Pizza Hut for only $8.99. Can you handle it?
5 words changed history and made our hearts skip a beat.
Houston, we have a problem.
Apollo 13, ABC tonight.
It's a Drew nightmare. Mr. Wick falls for Drew's cousin.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't punch you in the mouth.
Well, first of all, I break like a rice cake. Then Berg wants to meet this girl. His solution, throw a fake party for Pete.
I'm 24. Why did you make me 30?
You get better presents. All new Drew and Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. ABC Wednesday.
Track facts are brought to you by Quaker State. For what you drive and the way you drive it, the choice is clear.
NASCAR Winston Cup teams are able to save weight and use a more efficient product. This is a dual ignition wiring harness, something you'll find in every NASCAR Winston Cup car. Now, if you and I had a Saturday night race car, this is the wiring we would use. Efficient and economical. In a NASCAR Winston Cup car, you'll find this wiring. More lightweight, thinner, and more effective. It's silver-coated copper wiring in a Teflon cover. Now, you certainly want your wiring insulation to be heat resistant, and it doesn't take long before you can see the difference between Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. A little more expensive, but certainly worth every cent. You can also see it in these toggle switches. Our Saturday night switch, about 10 bucks. Our Sunday afternoon switch, approved for military aviation specifications, about 40 or 50 bucks. But in the final lap of a 500-mile race or at 30,000 feet, it's worth every cent.
Indeed it is, and we are back live now at Talladega, where the caution waves over the speedway for the first time this afternoon. Terry Labonte is the leader of the race. Several cars just avoided going a lap down. We are now 29 cars in the lead lap. Let's take a look at the Bud race recap. Terry Labonte at the front of the field has led 49 laps of the 111 that we have completed so far. 12 lead changes, only one caution. We are currently in it, and the average speed at 182.5 miles an hour. Taking a look at the drivers who have picked up 5 bonus points for leading a lap, Labonte has led the most so far. Michael Waltrip gets credit for leading 3 laps, and those are the first laps that he has led in 1998. And only one car is on the out of race panel, that Jeff Burton, who is certainly taking a blow in the point standings because of that. Bill Weber.
Well, Bob, I want you to know there is some exciting and frantic action here along pit road. Under that caution period, 3 of the Roush cars came in. For Mark Martin, he'd gotten right side tires on his first 2 stops. That time he topped off with fuel, got 2 lefts. Benson was in. He'd gotten 2 lefts on the previous stop. He got 2 rights. Musgrave was in. He'd gotten 2 lefts. He just got 2 rights. Just in front of them, Jeremy Mayfield came down pit road. No chassis adjustment. He got fuel and 2 left side tires. So basically, those 4 cars used 2 stops to get 4 fresh tires. Further down pit road, Jackaroo.
Well, Bill, the thing that happened on your end of pit road was not what happened with Jimmy Spencer. Spencer, if you recall, just before the drop of the yellow flag, was beating a couple of cars out of a pit stop. The difference, they changed 4 tires. Spencer and company only changed 2. But I also want to update you on a conversation between Andy Graves during this caution and the leader, Terry Labonte. Now, Andy was trying to, chat up Terry a little bit. So he says, hey, you've been doing a great job. Silence. You know, especially you're doing a great job on pit road. Silence. He says, you know, I really think we can win this thing. Labonte goes, okay. Let's check in with Jerry Punch.
Well, this caution flag, a huge break for Dale Jarrett. Remember, they had a problem, had to pit on lap 97 because they did not get the car completely full of fuel on their first pit stop when Dale left early before getting it full. He came in, topped the tank off at lap 108, so he is now back on the cycle. Also pitting down toward turn 1, the 43 car of John Andretti, right side tires, and Dick Trickle's car number 90, right side tires, and topping it off with fuel. Some cars getting advantage to take tires, but the big winner down here, Dale Jarrett, getting back on the rotation for fuel. Let's go back to Bill Weber.
Well, a problem for Ted Musgrave on the track. He's out of the car, a fire under the hood. James Lynch, a distributor caught fire. Do you know what happened?
We're really not sure what happened right now. Ted called back and said it quit running. Before we knew it, it was on fire, and he was having to bail out of it. So until we get it back here and look at it, we're not sure.
Okay, well, they just got a break with that caution to come in and get tires, but obviously good things turn bad quickly at Talladega.
Musgrave is okay. You saw him back in the cockpit riding along with the wrecker as his car is being taken back to the garage area. Back with more from Talladega in a moment.
While we
could give you a lot of reasons to buy performance friction carbon metallic disc brake pads from AutoZone. Perhaps the most compelling is this. They simply stop shorter than any brand we've ever tested. Performance friction carbon metallic. Ask for them at AutoZone.
Hi, I'm Dan Marino.
No, I'm Dan Marino.
No, I'm Dan Marino. Sometimes things can get pretty confusing, especially with all the home equity lenders out there. So how do you decide where to go? Well, First Plus is the nation's largest and original 125 lender. They help thousands of homeowners lower their monthly payments each and every month, and they can help you too. There's no fee to apply, and even the phone call is free. So whether your credit's perfect or even if it's not, call First Plus today at 1-800-510-PLUS.
Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. The Mobil 1 oil filter. Nothing stops dirt better.
Come on, let's go faster, faster. He's really driving us. He's killing us. I'm pulling away from you. It helps, though. I don't think I could do it on my own. I know. This is the longest I've ever stuck with a workout program. They say motivation is the key. You can do it. Come on, you bunch of marshmallows. I don't see any sweat.
No wonder you can never get a bike around here.
This is what you're working for.
There are hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
Just about to go back to green flag racing here at Talladega in the Die Hard 500. We are under caution for the first time this afternoon. It came out when Billy Standridge cut a tire down the backstretch, scattered some debris, and then Ted Musgrave have a fire in his car. These overhead shots, courtesy of the Pennzoil copter cam flying around in the partly cloudy skies. And really a perfect day for racing here at Talladega. Not too hot and just right.
And not wet.
Yes.
Like it was last year here at Talladega. Well, what a break this caution flag was for so many teams. We had a 4-car breakaway, and now we've got 28 cars nose to tail.
28 cars on the lead lap as the pace car brings the field off of corner number 4. And we'll be getting the green flag here when the cars hit the line. Terry Labonte at the front of the field, followed by Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Kenny Wallace continuing that great run, and Bill Elliott running in 5th position. Chad Little is 6th, then Dale Earnhardt.
Green flag, green flag.
Ward Burton and Sterling Martin complete the top 10.
Well, folks, remember how the race started? They ran side by side and an opportunity right now to do the same thing. And we see them 3 abreast off turn 2 already.
That's the only bad thing about having a caution in the middle of the race. You punch up the field, and again, you increase the chances of something going wrong in this high-speed ballet.
Michael Waltrip down on the inside, diving down. He was running 13th on the restart, trying to use these slower cars to pass cars.
Caterpillar car, sponsored car there on the inside, driven by David Green. He is the first car off the lead lap in 29th position.
Kyle Finger just in the middle, another car, the Hot Wheels car that is the lap down. Well, already we're seeing about a 10-car breakaway.
Not only is Kenny Wallace doing a great job on the racetrack, but his pit crew doing a great job of getting him in and out of the pits that allows him to stay up there to battle with the front runners.
That's exactly. They made a pit stop on the green flag. He made a stop with the Labonte brothers, with Jeff Gordon, and guess what? He came out right behind them. So Newton Moore and all these fellas down in the square D pits, take a bow.
This is his first restrictor plate race of 1988. Kenny Wallace was unable to qualify for the Daytona 500. Second pack, that's Sterling Marlin on the outside, Kyle Petty on the inside. Kyle a lap down. And again, these cars all bunched up now as they try to sort themselves out after the restart. But boy, you get awful close racing and you hold your breath for a while.
Yes, you do. There, see Michael Walker still on the bottom of the racetrack, still trying to use those slow cars to progress towards the front. Nothing happening up front. Terry Labonte still leads. There's Ward Burton leading the second group.
Second group is catching the tail end of the first group. That interval has been reduced 0.1 of a second. From 0.7 of a second down to 3 as that second group has gotten in line now. And as long as they stay nose to tail, they will be able to draft up to the lead group. But back here, they may not be able to do that because they're side by side.
Michael chose to go on the inside, and that lane so far is not working for him. Dale Jarrett and Mark Martin. So now we have almost 29 cars, 28 cars, nose to tail. Here is Mark Martin's car. He follows Kenny Schrader.
He's in 14th position, running about 2 seconds behind Terry Labonte. Just ahead, Ken Schrader. Schrader in his 400th NASCAR Winston Cup start. The only driver in the top 10 in points coming into this race, not a member of a multi-car team.
Derek Cope drives down to the inside, tries to go by Dale Earnhardt. Meanwhile, they're side by side as Martin gets a great run on Schrader. There we see Derek Cope.
Ooh.
Derek Cope might have made a slight error in judgment there because he's lost one spot, about to lose 2 more spots.
The line just goes by and no one comes down to help him.
Jeremy Mayfield's climbed back 1 spot. The last time we saw points as of now, he was in 5th spot.
You are right. He is up in 27th position right now, and so that gains him a spot in the point standings. There is Schrader still running in the 10th position in the points.
Well, Derek Cope was running 4th or 5th, 6th maybe. He's in jeopardy, falling all the way back to this is the battle for 15th.
Yep.
He should be able to dive in between those 2 cars. Oh, almost dived in front of John Andretti. The cars still continue to go by.
Including Ernie Irvin. Riding along with the points leader, Rusty Wallace. He's in 16th. Rookie points battle still being led by Kenny Irwin. Kevin LePage and Jerry Nadeau are following, and Irwin is running the highest as of this moment among the rookies. We're riding along with Jerry.
Clear. He follows Kyle Petty through the corner.
Very early in the race, he was up front, but then had the bad pit stop. Slid through the pits and lost a lot of time on the racetrack. Terry Labonte is running the same car he won this race with last fall. It's performing flawlessly for him again.
And folks, believe it or not, we saw Derek Cope just a moment ago down on the inside trying to pass Earnhardt for, I guess, the 6th or 7th position. Derek Cope finally got back in line at 24th position.
Wow. And there is the line as everybody is pretty much nose to tail all the way down the backstretch. Pennzoil copter cam, the field in front of the main grandstand here in the Tri-Oval. The Pennzoil copter cam providing these overhead shots.
Speeds on these cars back up to 193 miles per hour. All these tires with all these cars with 4 fresh tires. Probably will not see any of these cars break out of line for a few laps until these tires get a little bit of heat in them, and then the cars start slipping and sliding going across the racetrack. Then we'll start seeing some battles for position.
Down there, the Joe Nemechek is the last car on the lead lap in 28th position, the winner of yesterday's Busch Series race here at Talladega. To find the fastest speed time, we have to go all the way back to Ricky Rudd, who ran over 194 miles an hour. Make that Rusty Wallace at 194.4. Rudd came out third. John Andretti second fastest.
We'll see Rusty and Andretti. That's because there was some gap between the 88 car and those two, and they got a good run. And Rusty Wallace follows John Andretti. Dale Jarrett, Kevin Irvin back there.
Rusty finished 37th in this race last year and finished 10th in the fall race at Talladega. Here comes another at the line. We'll check the speed once again. Whoa, we go all the way down to Kenny Schrader.
And those 3 cars running together were the fastest cars. So you get a little bit of a gap between the car in front and your car. And Ward Burton trying to bring some cars by Chad Little. Sterling Marlin, Jimmy Spencer, he's got some help. Now Earnhardt moves over, tries to get some help from that draft of Ward Burton. He says, I want to go to the front too. Take me with you.
Dale Jarrett staying up high on the track. Maybe we'll come up there and help Chad Little.
Spencer has the 9 car of late speed, going to make it 3 deep, going in turn 1.
So that was single file formation for a couple of laps, maybe even 3 or 4. Now has become 3 wide and 2. Look how close Rusty Wallace is drafting on Mark Martin. Oh, man.
Yeah, he's close, all right.
Yes.
Very, very close.
Looking ahead from Rusty up to Mark Martin.
And Jimmy Spencer, we saw just a moment ago in the middle, is going backwards. Look out, what a good run Rusty gets off the corner.
He has the best average finish this year of all the other drivers. That's one reason why he's in the lead in the point standings. A little bit of a flap there on the right front of that car, Benny.
Right now we got some Fords running side by side. I tell you, they need to get back in line, or there's front packages going to drive away. We see Chad Little and late speed. They'll get back in line a few laps, but it's going to be too late. Terry Labonte and Jeff Gordon are going to drive away from them down here. They still continue to run side by side.
Right up on Mark Martin.
Looks like he might have a hood pin broken on the right side of the hood.
Yeah, it does. The Tabasco hot zone information. All of that close running and maybe even sometimes a bit of a bump from Rusty at 195 miles an hour. And a little touch of the brake there. Now he's side by side with John Andretti.
And Spencer's going to try it again on the bottom of the racetrack. Big trick up on the outside.
Look at this. Meanwhile, these guys have been battling among themselves. You can see about 7 cars still in line have pulled away a little bit. The 26 car, we understand, has dropped down to the apron of the racetrack. They have a caution, Johnny Benson, and the caution is out for the second time. There's fluid on the racetrack. And now look at the scramble in the backstretch.
They're still racing back to the line. Jerry Punch.
A lot of crews are jumping for joy because they wanted a caution. They now are within their window as the smoke comes out of the car number 28 of Kenny Irwin. But the crews down on pit road, Earnhardt's crew, the 18 crew, thinking now they can make their final pit stop and make it all the way on fuel. It may be close for a couple. We have just been told by the Goodrich crew of Dale Earnhardt that they can make it from here when they pit next time by.
We thought maybe the yellow car that you saw down there, Bobby Hamilton, was going to try to get his lap back. He did not. Bill Weber.
Well, the disappointment for Roush Racing this weekend continues for Johnny Benson. Motor got away. So it's a motor ailment for Johnny Benson. He's out along with Musgrave.
Caution flag comes out on the 130th lap here at Talladega Superspeedway as the 28 car of Kenny Irwin, the leader in the rookie battle this year, has taken his Havoline Ford behind the wall, as has Johnny Benson in the 26 car.
Yep. Kenny Irwin, we saw the smoke out of the back of the Texaco Havoline cars. He went down the backstretch a moment ago.
Yeah, and it caused me great concern. I thought maybe he was putting down fluid that would result in cars behind him getting in trouble, or that he himself was in trouble.
There you see the group of cars there. We see the 28 car, and all of a sudden, out of the car starts coming smoke. Looks like an engine problem. And Sterling Marlin, Bobby Hamilton dove down to the inside. Still got Hamilton drove down trying to get a lap back, did not make it.
So Kenny Irwin with a problem here behind the wall, as is Johnny Benson. Well, coming up next here on ABC Sports, Toyota presents the AMA Supercross Motorcycle Championship at Texas Stadium. The hottest Supercross riders tear up the track. Don't miss it. It's right after we conclude our coverage of the Die Hard 500 here at Talladega on ABC Sports. Let's go down to Jack Arute as those on the lead lap come in.
Terry Labonte is glued to the marker in front of his pit. He will hit the marks, as does his teammate Jeff Gordon. Now the question mark for Labonte is whether he could go the rest of the way without another pit stop. A gas and go for Mark Martin, and he will make a gamble. Let's go to Jerry Punch as Jeff Gordon beats his teammate out.
Right tires only for the 18 cars, likewise for the 3 car. They should be able to make it all the way, providing they got them full of fuel. It is a mad scramble down pit road for what was probably the final pit stop of the day, unless we get another caution flag.
Boy, a busy pit road and an even busier exit as everybody scrambles to get the best track position. And Kenny Wallace has a problem. Oh, no.
The right front tire does not have any lug nuts on it. Oh, he's trying his best to get back to his pit. And it's torn up the fender. We know how important aerodynamics can be, but we'll let tire stay up until he can get back to the pits. Stay on there. Just stay right there, tire. Maybe he can make it.
And it just rolled off, but he made it, or almost made it. Oh, a tough break for Kenny Wallace, because that car and the crew had performed so well here at Talladega today. So the second caution is out, and the restart should be coming up before too long. We'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Would you know a winner if you saw one? What would you look for? Strength, endurance, guts, These are the things that come before glory. In everything you do, demand the best.
Husqvarna.
These days, it seems everyone's got a truck or 4x4. If you've got one of them, get to Sears. You'll roll out with $20 to $70 savings on a set of 4 Michelin XCLT4 tires. A premium good-for-every-season light truck and sport utility tire. It even comes with a limited tread life warranty that starts at 50,000 miles. So to get that great Michelin performance, get in, get tires, and get rolling. Sears Auto Center.
Monday, a warning. It's one of the most popular places to vacation. But before you go, you need to know where the danger is, or you may not be coming home. Plus, Super Bowl champion Reggie White and his controversial speech on race and days.